Hey, I'm Lars from Running Expert, and today I'm going through the Nike running shoe lineup. In this video, you will get the knowledge to find the right shoe for your needs, whether it's a fast run, a long run, or a casual run. But before we go into the shoes, let's talk about foams. Hey, here's 4 shoes with 4 types of foams, and let's start with the most fun one. ZoomX. It's the lightest, it's the most bouncy, it's the fastest foam maybe on the market. It's perfect for fast racing shoes, and you'll find them in the fastest shoes from Nike. Next up is ZoomX again, but now in a recycled version. Here you have tiny bits of ZoomX mushed together into a midsole with glue, and that glue actually makes the shoe a little bit firmer compared to the ZoomX in this shoe. Now the ZoomX go really fast, but React goes longer. This is the diesel of the foams, and it's not diesel in that way that it's slow. It actually is quite responsive and soft, but compared to the ZoomX, it's a little bit more durable, and you'll find them in the daily trainers. This is React, and then you have a new version called ReactX, which is a little bit more responsive than the previous version and also a little bit more sustainable. And that's what Nike is trying to do. They're trying to push the sustainability of their production and be more environmentally friendly. And you find that in the ReactX and the ZoomX recycled. One last thing we're talking about before we head into the shoes is that Zoom Air Pocket. Nike's had it for a long time. You can find it on the outside here, and you can find it inside the midsole in the Pegasus under your heel and forefoot. These air units just help the shoe being a little bit more responsive in certain areas. And we start off with the daily trainers, the shoes that can work day after day after day. They need to be versatile, they need to be nice and comfortable, and they need to last a long time. And what a way to start? Yes, it's the Pegasus. Pegasus is the almighty daily trainer from Nike, and it fits perfectly in the middle of almost any category. It's not too heavy, it's not too light, it's not too fast, it's not too soft. It's in the middle where you can use it every single day. It's meant to be versatile, and it has React foam to last a long time. It has 2 air pockets to help you with a little bit more of a responsive ride when you run, and that makes this shoe actually feel kind of easy to run in. It's a runnable shoe. And if you want a little bit more comfort in your daily training, then the Vomero 17 is the way to go. This one has a double layered midsoles. You have ZoomX, which is that really bouncy and light foam, but you also have a little bit of a firmer foam in the bottom for more durability. This is a really nice cushion, but not overly soft daily trainer. It's really nicely padded without being too much. It's just a great package if you want a little bit more comfort for daily miles. And over on the other side, you have the Nike Structure 25, which is a little bit of a stability counterpart, a little bit more stable than the Vomero or the Pegasus. And these shoes are for those who just want a little bit more structure, see what I said there, on your run. It's actually a great shoe for neutral runners as well, and that's because they took out the medial post. This is something that's happening with all brands in the market now. The medial post is going out, and in comes a little bit more of a modern stability. Structure 25, great for daily training, great for long runs where you want a little bit more stability. Next up is the Max cushioned running shoes. These are the recovery shoes, the shoes that you want to put on for longer efforts or when you just want to feel comfortable. We start off with the Nike Invincible Run 3, which has, says right there, ZoomX. Yes, this is a full ZoomX midsole. It's soft, it's bouncy, it's really nice and cushioned. This is probably one of the softest running shoes on the market. So if you want that long run, recovery run type of shoe that actually can turn up the heat a little bit because of that ZoomX midsole, then the Invincible Run 3 is the way to go. Now the Infinity Run 4 is that diesel engine of max cushion. ReactX is made to last a long time, and with a little bit more of a flexible upper, a little bit more comfort around the entire foot, you get a really nice cushioned daily trainer / max cushion recovery long run shoe that you can use every single day. This is for those who want to take care of their knees. They don't like that firmer landing, but you also want a shoe that can last a long time. Now over to the tempo shoes, and we have two right here, and they're kind of different. Let's start off with the Zoomfly 5. The Zoomfly 5 now has a ZoomX midsole, but you find it actually underneath here and in the heel. It's ZoomX recycled, and it's there to give you a little bit of a plush, soft landing in the heel. You'll also find a carbon plate here, and that's why it's also a little bit more of a tempo shoe. Like weight-wise, this looks a little bit more like a daily trainer. It should last a long time, but it's a really good shoe if you want to get used to a carbon plate, but do not want to use up your race shoes. But if you want to fly faster than the Zoomfly 5, then you got to go with the Pegasus Turbo Next Nature. This one has a recycled ZoomX in the midsole. That makes the midsole a little bit firmer than the Alphafly or the Vaporfly. It's a little bit stiffer, it's a little bit more stable, but it's still a fast turbo trainer. Let's just go off the roads and onto the trails. And that's a perfect segue for the Pegasus Trail 4. This one in a Gore-Tex version. You can have it in a normal version as well. The Pegasus Trail 4 is that ultimate, I just want to go outside my house, I have different types of surfaces, and I need one shoe that can do a little bit of everything. Just like the Pegasus 40, the Pegasus Trail 4 fits in the middle. So it has a little bit of grip, it has a little bit of technical ability, it has a great cushion midsole, and it's just a good shoe if you just want to do a little bit of forest, a little bit of gravel, and a little bit of everything. But if you want a little bit more of a technical trail running shoe, then you need to go a little bit towards the Wildhorse. Here you get a little bit more of a rugged trail running shoe. You get deeper lugs, you still get that full React midsole, but you get a little bit more hold around your foot. This is more for that technical runner that still wants a little bit of comfort, that perfect all-rounder if you're running a lot of trail. This is the shoe that I would bring home to Norway out of these four because it's more versatile for that rugged terrain. And if you want a little bit more cushion, then you go for the Zegama. This is proper ZoomX, but it's not the same as in the Vaporfly or Alphafly. Here you have a little bit of a firmer foam, a little bit more stability, and that works really great on the trails because that soft ZoomX would be a little bit wobbly when it gets technical. Here you get a little bit of a booty construction, you get proper lugs, so you get a little bit more grip as well. It's a really great shoe if you want to go a little bit longer and if you want to pick up the pace a tiny bit because the ZoomX just gives a little bit more pop. And speaking of ZoomX, we still have one more ZoomX shoe to go, and that's the Ultrafly. And like the Zegama, this ZoomX is a little bit different. And that's because it's encapsulated in some kind of fabric here that helps makes it a little bit more stable. Inside you'll find a carbon plate, but it's a forked carbon plate, and that makes it a little bit better at torsion. This is the racing shoe for trails, and it has a Vibram outsole, which we also know is just a quality mark. Now on to the race shoes, and let's just get some faster runners to do those.
That was just the door because we just kicked Lars out.
And apparently we are the fast guys.
Apparently.
Yeah,
But we are faster than Lars.
for sure. Like a lot.
Yeah. So we're here with the Vaporfly 3.
Yeah, and the Alphafly 2.
And I'm Emil and you're Jacob. And we're here to talk about the differences between these shoes. They are probably the fastest shoes out there right now.
The Alphafly is the highly cushioned one of them.
And the Vaporfly is the more nimble, that you can pick up the cadence in. They both have a lot of ZoomX in the midsole.
Both of them are race day options.
Yeah.
This one with a little more foam underneath.
The main difference between the shoes are that you in the Alphafly get the Zoom Air pockets.
Exactly. As you can see right here. Very intriguing, I guess. But they really do a great job. They are not just for visuals, they actually have some energy return in them. We took it for a timber run earlier, and the Alphafly gave me exactly what I needed today. I didn't have the best day of running, but somehow they made me believe that I could continue with some fast paces. So this is a shoe that does a lot of the work for you. Obviously, you still have to run fast, but
yeah,
it just makes everything a little bit more easy, I guess. So it's really, really bouncy. And the Air Zoom pockets have a really good bounce back also. So there's a lot happening underneath your foot, but a lot of good stuff.
And with the Vaporfly, there's a lot of the same things happening. You get the carbon plate, you get the ZoomX, you don't get the air pockets, and then you get a slightly lower weight, which I find makes it easier to pick up the cadence. And if you're on a route with a lot of twists and turns and corners and stuff like that, then it's easier to run in the Vaporfly.
Yeah.
I think that of the two options, I would definitely use the Vaporfly for anything up to a 10K, and then half marathon, I would probably go with the Alphafly. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I 100% agree on that. It's a really comfortable shoe, this one. So yeah, I would pick this one for the longer distance.
And then maybe if you're a heavier runner, or you like it a bit softer underneath your foot, then just go with the Alphafly. Yeah. It's weird to say, given that we've both been running very fast in previous versions of the Vaporfly, and it was just a crazy shoe when it first came out.
Yeah.
But right now, this is just even more crazy.
It is.
Yeah. Back to you, Lars.
That was a lot of running shoes, and it looks like a mess right now. But hopefully I made this a little bit more clear to you, so that you can find the right shoe for your needs. And of course, you can buy all of these wonderful running shoes on runningexpert.com.